this stove go. Absolutely fantastic. You can actually hear it pulling. And these side ports I kind of have plugged up a little bit, but just wanted to get a burn on. So let's go. Look at it pulling through those holes inside there. That's awesome. What you have to remember about the stove is you've got to keep airflow here. If you don't keep airflow here, you're gonna suffocate the stove and you're not gonna get that nice rocket effect. You just won't. But it's already pulling. You can see how well it pulls. I love feeding this stove. It's always been one of my more favorite stoves to feed. It's cool. Initially, when you start the stove up, you're gonna have a really just a raging fire. And then it will go down a little bit to allow some of this more medium temperature cooking. But that's something you just have to kind of learn with the stove and allow for more of this. Get it pull. Big stick. Stick it in there. It's doing great. In the past, you'd be surprised. Actually, you wouldn't be surprised in the past how many times I've had people give me crap about this stove. Look, I can't help it if people don't know how to feed a wood stove. I've given I would say almost child-proof instruction on how to use this stove, as far as don't plug the infeed hole, let it burn, you know. And I've had people tell me the stove is inefficient. I've had them, tell me that they've had issues with it. I've just not had any issues with the stove. I don't know. It's a good little stove. It's a fun stove. Look at that. It's actually a really hot burning stove. But it's cool. Done cooking. Everything's burning down to a perfect coal. No complaints. As you can see, I'm done burning with the stove. This is where I was cooking at, and zero scorched ground. This is because the stove has legs. Keeps it up off the ground. Perfect. Alrighty, well, as you can see, the earth was not scorched at all, which is pretty nice. It really helps having those legs on the stove. It really kind of pulls it up off the ground and gives you a really nice working area. The only thing that really got scorched was the skillet. My own doing, of course. I had it on high. I wanted it on high just to cook those brats the way my son likes them. But the skillet here was kind of inefficient for the stove I was using. This is the Keith Titanium ceramic coated skillet, and it's a thin gauge titanium, so it just didn't hold up with the BTUs that the stove was pumping out. It warped a little bit. Once it did cool down, it went back to where it was supposed to be. But yeah, I didn't really like cooking on that bubble. So if you do not want to cook on a super high flame the way I was doing it, because I was just kind of fooling around, but like I said, that's, my son likes his brats a little crunchy. So if you do not want that really high flame, you could focus on just putting like 1 or 2 sticks in there and just kind of letting it feed off there. Now you are going to have to feed the stove more, but it's not going to go out on you. It's, you know, you need to watch your stove just like with anything. But yeah, I wasn't really coming out to make a video, but there you go. This is another look at the HotAsh. This is the full size. This is their version 2. The original version had a HotAsh badge. I have that. Let me grab that and I'll show you the difference between the two real quick. So here is the original. Man, this stove is every bit as cool from the day I opened it. There's a spider web on my face. Ah! Okay. Every bit as cool as it was from the day I opened it. Look at this thing. So, not a huge difference. There is a difference in the bottom burn chamber there. You can see that a little bit. But efficiency-wise, super efficient. This is a lot heavier, but my gosh, just admire the craftsmanship on that. Love it. Love this stove too. So while I'm out here, I might as well show you guys the small version. This is the mini versus the one that I just used. This is good for, like, well, boy, I've used it to cook whole meals on. But if this is something you're really interested in, this is for like those 1-cup meals. Good for backpackers that want to use a wood stove. This is titanium. This is super lightweight. Yeah. Now you see what happened. I did this video, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and start doing a burn on this. I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll do a cup of joe on this. So the video will be coming up soon. All right, guys. I could talk about stoves all day, but I've got other things I gotta do. So thanks for coming along, hanging out, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.